All right. So we're going to talk about recruiting. And I kind of got inspired the other day, really, because Claudia invited me to a phone call with her upline, like a Zoom call. And there was probably about, I don't know, 60 people on there. And they asked Claudia to talk because Claudia has actually recruited 16 people in the last 2 months again.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, exactly. And so, you know, there's always something that those top recruiters, or, you know, whatever you want to call it, recruiters or sharers or whatever the heck you want to call it, are doing that other people are not doing. And so, right. You know, myself, I'm a consistent recruiter. You know, I normally, you know, recruit 2 to 3 a month. But it kind of blew my mind to see that one person's recruiting 16 people in 2 months and what's she doing, and wanted to pick her brain, so I was glad, you know, to be on that call. And so she talked about some things that kind of like sent little light bulbs off in my head. And really it's about consistency. And a lot of things that we're not doing. Oh, Laura's on with us. Laura just joined. Yay. Make sure you start your video, Miss Laura, so we can see your face.
Oh.
You okay, Angie?
Yeah.
There's Laura. How are you?
Good. Yourself?
I'm good. I'm really good. So I was just going through with Heather, kind of what inspired doing this pop-up this weekend. You know, it's really about growth. So Claudia, you guys know Claudia is like my dearest, bestest friend in Pampered Chef. And she's also, you know, promoted like 3 levels in the last 2 years. And basically because she is a rock solid recruiter. Okay. And the easiest and best way that you can grow your income in Pampered Chef, or any direct sale company that you're with, is obviously by growing a team. And so she invited me to this call the other day with her upline, because Claudia's recruited 16 people, Laura, in 2 months, in the last 2 months. Yeah. Wow's like crazy. And so, you know, like I was telling Heather, I'm consistent with recruiting. You know, I normally recruit 2 to 3 a month. But 8 in a month just blows my mind. So there's got to be something that she's doing that the rest of us are not doing, right? Or, you know, not necessarily that there's magic, you know, there's no magic in, hold on a second while I yell at my kids again. I don't care if you played or not. So anyway, so there's no real magic with recruiting. There's no real magic with booking shows, right? The thing I've learned is that when you pick the brains of the top sellers or the top recruiters in the company, you're going to find that there's no magic recipe, but what you find is that they're consistent in doing what they do, right? So I think we fall victim sometimes to, you do something, it works well, and then for some strange reason, we stop doing what we know worked, right? You know, so I'll take myself as an example. My cooking show, you know, I stopped doing the recruiting activity, the ticket activity at my cooking shows, because Pampered Chef was kind of pushing, oh, don't do games at your cooking shows, you know, blah, blah, blah. And so a large part of Pampered Chef, we stopped doing what we know works. And so what happened was recruiting also started going down for me personally, you know, I think in October, November, December, I don't think I recruited anyone for like 3 months. And it was because I stopped doing what I knew worked. So same thing with booking shows. You know, when you know something works, why do we stop doing it? Who knows? It's human nature is all I can say. So when I was on this call, though, like I was telling Heather before, there was a lot of light bulbs that went off in my head of things that, yes, I've done them. Yes, I know they work. For some reason, I've stopped doing them. or things that as a team, I think we've failed to build a culture of recruiting. Okay. I'm just going to be honest with you. It's not something I talk about a lot. It's not something that we as a team are consistent doing, you know, and really we're leaving our cards on the table, so to speak. You know, all of us are leaving money on the table when or by we're not growing a team. And so I know some people feel overwhelmed thinking, you know, why would I want to grow a team? You know, my business isn't where I want it to be. Why would I want to do that? But I will tell you this, the one thing I heard from this call the other day was, if your business isn't where you need it to be, the best thing you can do is recruit. Does anybody know why?
Because other people's sales help you.
Yeah, exactly, Angie. How it helps you is because it sparks you, okay? So how are you going to feel as a consultant if you bring somebody into this business, right? And they start selling, and then here you are feeling a little bit responsible for that person because they signed up underneath of you, but then you don't have the sales, okay? So you have your team member selling, and you're not. So I think it almost challenges you in your business to do better, because now you feel a sense of, okay, now I've got this person under my wing. I need to be an example to this person. And so it kind of forces your hand a little bit to do your business, to work your business. So that was probably takeaway number one for me, was that if your business isn't where you want it to be, start recruiting, okay? And I'm going to use Nikki as an example. You guys know Nikki just promoted to a director. And so I know we're so excited. Oh my gosh. And literally, girls, I tell you that she went from not even being close to promoting in a matter of 2 weeks. Okay. In 2 weeks, when she set her mind to it and her new consultant was on fire. She started recruiting. Guess what happened? That whole team just lit up on fire, right? Because they started challenging each other and they were working towards one goal and one mission of promoting together as a director team. And they did it in 2 weeks. Wow. I mean, it was amazing to watch firsthand and help her through that. It was just, it totally just sparked my heart. Like, that's all I can tell you. But what I seen was from that other perspective, watching Nikki, because I've known Nikki's business, you know, for 2 years. I've known her struggles. I've known her successes. And one of the things that she struggled with has been being consistent in her own personal business. And so what I seen was funny, because here she brought on this rock star seller. Okay. Her name's Kristen. Kristen did $3,100 in sales in her very first 3 weeks of business. Okay. And so when you have a rock star that joins your team and you're not consistent with yourself and your sales, Nikki had to step up to the plate and step up to the challenge. And so she answered that challenge. And so now what she has to do is, where she wasn't consistent before, Nikki's got to be forced to be consistent now, because now she's in a new role and has requirements to meet. And so now her and her team have to work together every month, just like we do, to meet our goals. Nikki now has to do the same thing. So where I say, some people tell me I'm not ready for directorship. I'm not ready to recruit. I'm not ready. When are you ever really ready? Right? It's kind of like, I think about it as being a parent. Okay. Anybody remember when you first when you found out you were pregnant with your first child? Are you ever really ready to be a parent? You're never really ready to be a parent. You can save up all the money you want in the world, right? You can plan as much as you want in the world, but ultimately, we're never ready for those experiences. So we're never really ready for the other things in our business either. We're never ready to grow a team. We're never ready to step into a leadership role. Sometimes we just have to do it and see if it works for us. And you know what? Sometimes it won't work for you, and that's fine. But I'll tell you that if you're looking to step your business up, the best way that you can do it is to start growing a team, start recruiting. Okay. So that, again, that was kind of the first takeaway from Claudia, was that none of us are ever really ready to grow a team. You know, and really, she wasn't really ready either to become a senior executive director. But guess what? Ready or not, here she comes, right? So we're in this call the other day, and you know, she starts talking about what separates her from other people. Okay, what are the things that she does that separates her? What helped her to recruit 16 people in 2 months? So here's some of her top tips. When you're talking to someone, keep your responses short and sweet. Okay. When we're talking to someone about booking a show, when we're talking to somebody about recruiting, what happens to us?
Blah, 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 blah.
Yes. We get excited, right? Especially if you are, if your business is personally struggling at the time, or let's say you haven't started recruiting and you have that first recruit on the line, right? You're like, oh my God, I don't want to screw this up. And then what do? We screw it up, right? And how we screw it up is because we just regurgitate, like we vomit all over these people, literally, right? You guys know I'm so politically correct when I speak. Said no one ever.
But it's true.
We throw out too much information, which scares people off. And this applies to recruiting and shows, both of them. You know, when we're excited about the host special and we have somebody we're talking to, and we give them all these details about the host special and the guest special, and, you know, this is what you got to do to host a show, and blah, 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 blah. It scares people off. They're like, no, that sounds like work, right?
Yeah.
You don't want a party to sound like work. So the same thing when you're recruiting someone, you know, we give all this information. Well, here's the new consultant special. And in order to qualify for the new consultant special, you need to sell $1,250 in your first 30 days. And, you know, your website and your blah, 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 and I'll be your upline and training and blah, blah, blah. We just keep going, and it scares people off. So short and sweet. Okay. We answer their question. Okay. And you end with a question. That's her tip number 2. When you're talking to people, answer their question and end with a question. Why do we think that we want to answer and then ask a question?
Because you want to keep the conversation going at their speed.
Exactly right. And so, you know, just like I've told you guys with virtual parties, you know, it's not about what you post in the virtual party. It's about that conversation that starts down below, right? And going back and forth with somebody and having a conversation. It's the same thing when you're talking recruiting, is asking questions. So we're on tip number 3. Yeah, tip number 3. I can't even count tonight. That's how bad it is. Talk money, okay? Don't talk money as in, well, our commission rate is 20%, blah, 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 blah. Okay, all this stuff, okay? How do you think we should talk money? It's a good question, isn't it? And
like
again,
how much money you would save when you buy the kit? I don't know.
There's one. That's definitely one of the ways. So there's 2 answers to this. So one is when you're talking about the kit, you don't talk about the kit and the products, okay? We talk about the value of the kit. So does it sound different? I'm going to ask you guys a question. Tell me which one sounds better to you as a consumer. So you can buy a $249 kit that's got $1,000 worth of products in it, and you'll get a rock and a grill pan, and you'll have a business for $249. Or does it sound better to say our large kit gives you $1,000 of products for 70% off of retail?
As a cheap person, that sounds better.
It's just a trick of words, right? When we think about a coupon or a % off sale, that sparks your ear.
Yep.
Okay. because most of us want a good deal. We all want a good deal. And so lately what I've started doing at my cooking shows, when I'm, I've done my introduction, we're starting the demo, I've done my show, and now I'm doing the ticket activity. And I'm talking about the specials, with everybody at the party. So I go through my host special. Okay. So host special, how you save money, guest special, and then how you can make money as far as joining the team. And when I talk about it, I tell them, so you guys want to know what the best deal in the catalog is? It's our new consultant kit. You can get this for 70% off of retail. It sparks interest. When people think most people think 50% off is a good deal. So when you tell people that they can get something for 70% off, they're like, wait a minute, point me into it and let me check it out. Let me look at it. So that's one way that you talk money. The second way you talk money is your own personal commission, okay? Now, most people, if you're in this business and you're not where you need it to be, your paycheck doesn't look very hot, right? If you're making $100 a month, are you embarrassed to show your commission check to somebody?
A little bit, yeah.
$100?
Because I feel like that wasn't enough.
Or let's say you're a consultant that's active, once every 6 months. Or, you're a consultant that just is in it for a discount. So I want you guys to think about it this way. Not everybody joins Pampered Chef for fortune, okay? Some people join it for fun. Some people join it for experiences. Some people join it to make friends. Some people join it to pay for braces. Some people join it to put gas in their gas tank. We can't judge what a person's situation is. What $30 does for us, someone else may need that $30 to do for them also. What if somebody's in the situation where they have a job, but they have just enough money from that job to pay their bills. They don't know where groceries are coming from. $30, a small family, that could buy groceries for them. $30, so they don't know how they're going to pay for gas every week to work. $30 could pay for their gas. So what I tell you is that it's not our place to be end-all be-all judge of who deserves Pampered Chef and who doesn't deserve Pampered Chef. Be proud of that $30, right? If you're making $30, at least you're making $30.
True.
There's nothing wrong if you're happy with $30 to make $30. Some people would be like, oh my gosh, that's all you make. And you can say, you know what, this is all I want with my business right now, but let me show you what's possible with Pampered Chef. And so Claudia recommends that you take your personal commission check, show that, and then show what's possible with another commission check. So, an example would be like my commission check. To somebody that's looking for income, if you've seen a check that was $3,500 just from doing Pampered Chef, what would you think about that?
It'd be very enticing.
Right. So there's the difference. And how you explain that is, you know what? I work my business, if you're in that situation, I work my business as a hobbyist consultant, but I want to show you what I do and then what's possible with Pampered Chef. Okay. So be proud if you're happy with your check. If you're not happy with your check, then obviously we have work to do, right? We want everyone to be happy with their check and what they're getting from Pampered Chef. Because let's face it, we all started this business ultimately to make money of some sort, whether it's a little bit or a lot of money. Really, that's what we started for. Some of us do start it for other reasons. I started because of that stressful job that I had, to have a little bit of fun on the side. But really, I wanted income too, because I wanted to pay off credit card debt. So talk money in two ways. So the retail price, 70% off of the products, and then showing what's possible with our commissions. If you don't know how to find your commission, does everybody know how to find, there's a little sample of your check that you can find? under financial information. So for those of you guys, because I'm recording, so you would go to the business tab on the top right. It's the second tab from the right, down to financial information. On the left side, you're going to click commission, and then it'll say show sample or see sample or something like that. And you can pull it up. And what I've done, if you're a virtual consultant, then you can create, a picture with it. Just screenshot it. Now you have a picture that you can post within your virtual parties when you're talking to people. If you're at a cooking show, you can print it off. Okay? All right, so tip number 4. Where are we at here? Let me look at my little list. Who is our number 1 recruit?
When we recruit?
Number 1 recruit.
Becky?
Our host, right? Our host for our parties. And why are they the number 1 recruit?
Because they're definitely interested in Pampered Chef.
Exactly. Chris, you're a doofus.
They
are the number 1 recruit because they've scheduled a party with you, right? So they're interested in Pampered Chef. They obviously like our products. Otherwise, they would not invite you into their home or into their computer life. So they're always going to be that number 1 recruit lead that you have. And so we miss the boat a lot of times because we prejudge people, especially once we get to know people, and we don't ask our hosts. For some reason, we don't ask the hosts, which they're our number 1 recruit lead. And so Claudia has this theory. You ask a host 5 times. Now, does 5 times sound scary to you guys? Does it sound like a lot?
It sounds like you'd be a little overbearing to somebody. So,
okay.
Yeah.
And I thought that at first too, until I was on this call the other day and I got what she meant by asking a host 5 times. So it's not asking a host, hey, Laura, you want to join my team? Hey, Laura, you want to join my team? Hey, Laura, you want to join my team? 5 times over. Yeah. It's being tactful about when and how you're talking to them about our business opportunity. Okay. And so when you're talking to anyone, we need to pay attention for what we call red flags in conversations. Now, normally you would think a red flag is a negative, right? Normally it's like, oh, stay away, red flag. But the red flags that we want are the things that you need to pay attention to when you're having a conversation with somebody, kind of like we do for booking a show. So some of the red flags you want to pay attention to are, oh my gosh, I have everything in the catalog. Those people that are at the party that are always like, I have everything in the catalog. So why is that a red flag, or should it stand up in your ears for someone that might be perfect for Pampered Chef?
I don't know. I can think of why it would be negative. That to me, whenever I hear that, is always like, I already have everything. I don't want to talk to you about it anymore. That's how I perceive it.
Okay.
When somebody says that.
And again, I thought the same way. I used to think the same way about that. But that's actually the person that is a die-hard Pampered Chef person, right? So they're the die-hard. So just like the host that is hosting the party with you, we know that she loves Pampered Chef. That person that says they have everything in the catalog, they love Pampered Chef too. And so they would have the ability that a lot of other people don't have. If they have a lot of products, guess what? They can start that business with that small starter kit, and now they can make an income. So automatically when we hear, I have everything, we prejudge in our minds to say, oh, they wouldn't be interested in what I'm offering them, right? Automatically it pops in our heads. So how about the person, another red flag, I want everything in the catalog. Have you ever heard that? You hear those people, oh my gosh, I would love to have this. I would love to have this. I would love to have this. I would love to have this rock crock. I would love to have this blah, blah, blah. we've all run into those people in one way or another, not meaning that they've ordered all those products. You know, God knows I would love to take their credit card and just charge it up for all the products that they say that they want. Why is that a red flag for us to pay attention to?
We could tell them what they would get in their kit, and then tell them that they can buy samples for 50% off. Just kind of tell them that, okay, you want that stuff, here's a way you can get it and not pay full price.
Absolutely. You hit it, the nail right on the head, girlfriend. You know, again, that's where that 70% off of retail comes in. And that's so important, because then you get to say, okay, so okay, did you guys know in the new consultant kits, the brand new ones, so we know we have the new cookware, right? The grill pan, the price went up. Did you guys see that, of the grill pan, the single burner grill pan? So the price went from like $150 to like right around $190. So think about this. If in the big starter kit, you're paying $249, the grill pan, somebody that wants the grill pan and is ready to buy it out of pocket for $190, why wouldn't they spend 50 more bucks, right, to get $750 worth more products? It's like you're buying the grill pan and you're getting $800 for free. So it's important for you guys to know what's in those kits. That way, when you're talking to people about products, let's say the manual food processor, $52.50. That's the retail price of it, right? The manual food processor comes in the small kit, which is $109, right? So you're getting the manual food processor and you're getting $400 more in products with the kit. It's just, again, it's just little red flags like that when they talk about a specific product. That's why it's important to know what's in those kits. When they talk about a specific product, if you know it's in the kit, then you have a way or an in almost, okay, to lead into a recruiting conversation with them. So let's say the rock crock. The everyday rock crock is in the second and the third kit. So $119 value. The middle kit's $159. So again, you're getting $700 worth of products total. The rock crock's $119. You're spending $40 more dollars for like $500 worth more products. So it's just important to kind of know and study those. So that way, you know, it kind of sends an alarm bell off in your head when somebody's talking about one of those products, and then that can be an in. All right, so how about the people that say, I can't afford to buy anything? Why are they a red flag?
Because a large percent of our products are $30 and under.
Right? And doesn't our business offer them the opportunity to make money?
Yes.
So we can not only stock their kitchen if they want products, but we can also help them with the financial piece potentially. So really, for that person that says, I can't afford to buy anything, it's a win-win. And so I know the next thing you're going to say is, well, then how can they buy the kit, right? So this was another thing that Claudia talked about. So the best way for somebody in that situation to get started with this business is to host their show, get that $50 kit credit, and only buy the $109 kit. They spend $59 out of pocket. So most of the time when I find I'm talking to people, and this was like a light bulb going off in my head the other day, most of the time when we're talking to people and they're like, oh, I would really love to start Pampered Chef, but I can't afford to do it, because they want that $249 kit. Maybe let me save money up for a couple months, and then maybe I can get it in a couple months. So this is the thing I want you to think about in that situation. What's wrong with the $109 kit? There's nothing wrong with the $109 kit. It has great products in it. There's recipes that are built around that $109 kit that they can very easily do a cooking show with. And guess what? If they qualify in 30 days, what are they going to earn?
Money and a free product.
Exactly right.
Or one or the other.
They're going to earn that incentive for the month, and they're going to earn 100 Pampered Chef dollars. So those products that were on their wish list from that $249 kit, we can now get for free. And plus, we also have commission coming in immediately, and we're not waiting for 2 to 3 months. You're helping to address a financial situation right there and then, okay? Versus saying, okay, wait a couple months. We're not helping them in that couple months. They're not making income. If they're in a situation where they need money, then you spend, a little bit of money now so that you can make money and also get the free products within your first 30 to 90 days. Because remember, every $12.50 that they do in that first 90 days, 100 Pampered Chef dollars, 100 Pampered Chef dollars, 100 Pampered Chef dollars. So, they very easily could get everything on their wish list in that first 90 days. This one's fun. I don't have time. How is that a red flag that could lead to a recruiting conversation?
Because you can do it virtually.
Exactly.
You don't have to actually work. I mean, you still have to work, but it's not a physical thing.
You're exactly right. Because so many people in this business now are super successful just doing virtual parties. Okay. And, I think of a couple immediately on our team. Jody does awesome at virtual parties. Michelle does awesome at virtual parties. Tiffany, virtual party rock star. $26,000 in sales last year, guys, from just virtual parties. And that was alongside a job. So if somebody's in the market and they need money, right, but they don't have a lot of extra time, the virtual option is a great option for them. Okay, so here's my favorite one. I already have a super stressful job. How is that a red flag for recruiting?
Our job isn't really stressful until we start making it stressful on ourselves, and we put the stress back on ourselves. But when we're having a party and stuff, it's not really that stressful.
No, but it's fun, right? So my response to somebody like that is always, oh my gosh, I used to have one of those really stressful jobs and now I have a fun job, right? But what's nice is if you have that super stressful job and you're going to a party and you're going to have fun, then it's just that. It's fun. It's not work.
Right.
Okay, so last red flag we're going to talk about. My friends love Pampered Chef. Why is that a red flag? Why is that something that should stand out to you, that they might make a great consultant?
Because you already have an audience to sell to.
Exactly. You're exactly right. If they're talking about their friends love Pampered Chef, then that right there is their first shows. Your friends are typically always going to want to help you out. Okay, so we're going to talk about that post then that I said about earlier with the whole ask every host 5 times. Okay, and like I said, I know 5 times sounds like a lot, but really it's not you asking 5 times, like I said. So I'm going to screen share because I actually have that post right here so that we can kind of talk about it. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Ooh, let's see. Let's make this bigger. Well, let me make it bigger. Okay. So here is kind of the structure that she follows for talking to her hosts. So before you set the show up, she sends the message, hey hosts, thank you so much. Not literally, hey host, but hey Laura, thank you so much for hosting a party with me. Before I set your party up, all up, I did want to know, I did want you to know that one of the benefits of hosting your own party is that I can easily turn this into your launch party, meaning not only would you get the rewards, but actual cash from it. Are you in the market for some extra income? So It's not saying, hey, Laura, would you like to join my team? Right? We're talking income. Remember, her tip, one of the tips I gave you is to talk income, right? That's what it's going to spark a conversation with them, is that income part. So before. So, so before you set the cooking show up, on the virtual party, you can still ask that question, like as soon as you've set the virtual party up, and until there's orders. And kind of Claudia's golden rule is that once there's orders on the party, then she's not giving those orders away. Okay. And so that's why she asked that question before she starts the parties up, typically, is because once there's orders, she's working that party. Okay. That's going to be her party. So you're looking for comments like, oh my gosh, your friends are excited, or excuse me, hold on. What the heck am I talking about? 1, 2. Oh, sorry. So here's the second time. So like in a cooking show or at a virtual party, when your friends are excited, when her friends are excited on the party, you can tell there's a lot of energy with it. At a cooking show, typically, when the people are all having fun, you can kind of sneak a word into the host's ear, for a couple seconds. On a virtual party, it's really easy to send that message. Oh my gosh, your friends are so excited and RSVPing. Looks like they love Pampered Chef. Are you sure you don't want to give this business a try? Again, simple word choices, not demanding, not, oh my gosh, would you like to join my team? Blah, 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 blah. All right. So another example, if she's really involved with the party, and really taking charge of it, then you would say something like, you're doing such a fabulous job getting your people excited. Would love to have someone as excited as you on our team. You would make a great consultant. And what's special about that one is that we all love to hear a compliment, right? So when your host is doing a good job and being involved, us giving them a compliment sometimes is it's reassurance for them to know that they could actually do this job. Okay. So again, it's not 5 times of, hey, you should join my team. Hey, you should become a Pampered Chef consultant. It's very methodical in the way that she does this. So again, when the party is at $300 in sales or higher, you just qualified for a kit credit. Did you know you could save $25 or $50 on a starter kit? Have you seen them on? And she sends that link. Guys, if you are not sending this link right here, this is a magical link, okay? Why is it a magical link? Pampered Chef devoted so much time and energy into that link and the information that's on there, that what I have found is when I send that link to someone that's interested or thinking about it, they actually end up signing up, because there's a little place on there, that lets them click. It gives them permission to go ahead and join while they're there, right there. So if you have somebody that's interested in the business, instead of us word vomiting to them, and this is why she sends that link, so they can read all of the questions that we typically answer, the website, the blah, 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 and the, qualifying in 30 days, blah, 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 all that stuff. Everything is right there for them to read. So you don't have to spew a bunch of words to them. You can let them read it on their time and at their pace. So before we close out the party, I just wanted to ask one more time if you are sure you don't want to give this business a try for 30 days. I would love to give you the bookings from this party. So again, she's already got the orders from the party, so she's not turning the party over, those orders over to that person. But what she would do at that moment is any bookings she would give to that person if they join her team, so they automatically are starting on the foot that they need to with bookings. Okay? So is that overwhelming? Is that intimidating for you guys?
No.
No? For me, it kind of made sense. Her timing made sense to me when I read it, but not when I read it the first time, it didn't really click until I was actually on this call and heard her speaking about it. And then it kind of clicked with me to understand why she does what she does. Okay. And so I'm going to pull up something else to show you guys, because she actually took snippets of her conversations that she has with hosts and screenshotted them for us so that we could see how she interacts with people. And what I'm talking about with, limiting the amount of words and asking a question. So let me pull this up. Come on, computer. I feel like it takes forever when you want something to open. It's always when you want something to open that it takes eons.
When I throw it.
But I really love my Mac, so I don't want to break it. And some of these get a little bit hard to read down at the bottom, but you'll totally get the point. Come on. Oh my good Lord. Come on. Is somebody spoofing me? How's your weather? Because it's awfully windy here, guys.
Ours it was nice. It was in the 80s the other day, and now we're in the 60s.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I just turned my air conditioner off yesterday.
Ugh.
And that was a battle between me and Joe. And I'm like, look, I don't want a ginormous electrical bill. And he's like, well, it's hot. And I'm like, just open the damn windows. Really, just open the windows.
And here we are, 35 degrees with 60-mile-an-hour winds.
Crazy.
Oh my gosh, yeah. It's ridiculous.
We got
snow howling outside.
I mean, we didn't even really get snow. We got a dusting because I've lived where it snowed before. We got a dusting I want to say last month or January or February. I can't remember now. But they freaking shut the state down. A governor put out an emergency weather warning, blah, blah, blah. Schools were shut down and there was nothing. Nothing. There was just a dusting on the ground. That was it. No icy roads.
Okay, so it's not wanting to open my documents. You've got to be kidding me. All right, one more time. And if not, I'll get my phone and I'll just read them off from my phone. Wherever my phone might have gone. Oh, there it is. So is this making sense though to you guys?
Yes.
Any of this? Ugh, sorry. Had to get comfortable. It's, like I said, though, it really opened my eyes to some things. And part of it is, that we really don't have a strong recruiting culture on our team. It's definitely one of the misses. It's the area that I've kind of fallen flat on with our team, because I didn't really think about the fact that, I've always talked about bookings and host coaching and the fact of trying to get your businesses built that way. But I really didn't see how important recruiting was to kind of help you guys in that other area, that sometimes that's what we need, is that incentive when you get someone, that sometimes that'll boost you to actually get that other side of your business going.
That actually makes more sense because you have that personal challenge,
Exactly. Because I'm definitely the type of person, if there were anybody on our team that were approaching the sales that I do, guess what I'm going to do? Because that's the kind of person I am. I would be hair on fire. Yeah, absolutely. It forces you to up your game,
Yep.
So I feel like I failed in that area, and I do apologize, guys, that, again, I'm always learning in this business. That's the one thing I love about it, is that I'm always learning. And so that's the one area that I would love to see our team change, is our recruiting culture and our focus on really sharing this opportunity with people. Because I just go back and I think, if somebody had not offered me the chance to do Pampered Chef, where would I be right now? And you guys know my story. I don't need to repeat it. You already know. But had somebody not offered that to me, had somebody judged my situation and looked at it, oh, she's got a really stressful job, or, oh, she's too busy, or, oh, she's whatever, I don't even know where me and my family would be right now. So now's the time. Like, now's the time for us to take this challenge on and really kind of push ourselves to be better and to do better. So not only to have a great selling business, but to also, I would rather be a sharer, than a seller. How much would it touch your hearts to know that you gave somebody the chance that they needed?
Right.
Laura, I know you and Joe have an amazing life. You have a great income. He's had a great career in the military. I know you don't financially struggle. But how would it feel for you to offer that opportunity to someone?
Oh, I would love to do it.
Huh?
I would love to do it. That's why I haven't given up yet. It's going to happen one day. It will happen.
It's just, I think that we need to challenge ourselves to all look at it differently. It's not about recruiting. I hate that word. Honestly, I hate that word, recruiting, because to me, it sounds like, in the military and I need to bring on people, Instead, I would love for us to just, share the opportunity with people, versus recruiting someone. It sounds so much better to say I'm sharing this amazing opportunity with someone. So, okay. So it wouldn't pull up. So I'm going to open it up, and I just want you guys to listen. Okay. I'm going to kind of go over these conversations, just short pieces of them. And then I have a special surprise, 2 of them actually. Okay. So here's the start of a conversation with a host. Again, right back to that script that we just went over. Hey, Angie, thank you so much for hosting a party with me. Before I set your party all up, I want you to know that one of the benefits of hosting your own party is that I can easily turn this into your launch party. Meaning, not only would you, get the rewards, but actual cash from it. Are you in the market for extra income? Here's the response from her host. Always, but I am not sure. Let me think on it for a couple of days. She said, I have been, but still on the fence. So she has been interested, but she's still on the fence about joining. So Claudia's response, and this is what I want you guys to pay attention to, because remember, short and sweet. What questions do you have? That's her response to it. So her response, just not sure. It is an undertaking I want now with my health issues and Scott having to go in for his hip replacement. I'll be running back and forth to Syracuse every other day. So busy, right? Sounds like she's going to be busy. Sounds like there's health issues. Would you stop right there?
I probably would because I wouldn't want to feel like I was overbearing. Like she's got her plate full already.
Okay. So here's her response. This is what blew my mind, and this is why I loved seeing her, because again, I'm no different than you, Laura. I would have stopped. I would have been like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry you're going through all that. Maybe later on, I would have totally gave permission to just stop the conversation right there. She says, I hear you. You can literally just try it. It's not like a lifetime commitment. You are already doing the party. Why not get a good deal on a kit for 70% off? Do this party and then see what happens. So doesn't sound forceful, right? Doesn't sound like puking Pampered Chef all up in your face. Just short, sweet, and to the point. So host says, yes, let's see how the party turns out and go from there. So Claudia says, okay, if you do want the kit before we get any orders, I can give you the sales and income. Once we get orders, we can't switch it over anymore. Okay. So she's very upfront with them and lets them know, hey, she's giving her a time frame. You're going to have to make a decision before such and such. So she says, how much would the biggest kit cost me, best case scenario? All right. So then comes back to host messages back. She says, hey there, just going to do the party. I just can't swing the price of the kits and I'm not going to have, and I'm not going to have a heck of a lot of time. Okay. So she kind of thought about it. This was a response like the next day. Claudia says, okay, if you can swing the 109, you will pretty much make that back with 1 to 2 parties. Just keep it in mind. Let's rock this party out. So she just plants another seed and says, okay, let's party, right? So now we're in party stage. She says, yes, but Scott is going to half pay, not this paycheck, but the next one, and I need to be extra safe. Claudia says, I totally understand. So she left it be right there, okay? So Claudia was doing, oh, this is another one. Is this the same person? Hold on. Nope, next host. So again, she's in the middle of doing this party with this person. She was having an opportunity event with her team, okay? And so she's just letting her host know, hey, we have an opportunity event tonight to find out more about Pampered Chef, or how Pampered Chef could work for you. Could I add you to the group? No obligations. The host says, do you think you could just message me? I'd love to talk to you about it. It's just a lot easier instead of being in a group. So right there, she's showing that, a little bit of interest in it. So evidently they talked, and this is where it gets all weird down here at the bottom. So I'm trying to make sure I follow it. So I guess they talked off script. I don't have that conversation. But okay, so the party's at $400 in sales. She says, woohoo, $400 in sales. That does mean you are able to qualify for $50 off any starter kit. Where are you with giving this business a try? She says, wow, okay, so now what? Yeah, this one I can't follow. So anyway, you guys get the point. I don't need to read through all of them. I can post them later on the team page. But you see how thinking through the answer, ending it with a question, it's just important. It's just important to do. Instead of just taking all of the information at one time and just throwing at someone, right? Or throwing up at someone. So just be guarded with your word choices. And what I would tell you is if you are talking with somebody, screenshot it and send it to me. I will help you answer. I will help you come back with responses, okay? Sometimes until you've got that first recruit under your wing or you feel comfortable with recruiting, sometimes it's just nice to have somebody else help you through that conversation that's been there and done that. Not saying I'm a total expert like Claudia is. Obviously, I don't recruit 8 people a month, but I've recruited about 100 in my 7 years. So, I've done it. So if you're in this situation where you're talking to someone, just, message me, screenshot it and send it to me. I can help you through the conversation. Okay. All right. We're almost done. So I'm going to post another picture later on the team page that's going to say, will you commit to growing in March? And again, it's just a matter of, I think March is a brand new catalog. March is to me, it's always a fresh start. It's a fresh start. It's a new season for us. It's a new chance for us to start our business off on a different leg. It's a new chance if your business isn't where you want it to be to start over. It's the great opportunity to start over. Everything's new. And so if you have never recruited, it's a brand new chance to do that too. And so I'm going to post this picture and basically it's going to walk you through ways that you can touch base. And again, these are Claudia's words that I'm going to give you on asking your upcoming hosts. So the word choices for upcoming hosts, the word choices for following up with a past lead, and then the word choices you could do for following up with a past host. Okay. So all 3 of those different categories of how you can follow back up with them with offering the opportunity. So the challenge for you guys though, is to do it. So who's going to do it? Who's going to try it?
I'm going to try it.
Okay. So I have two things to tell you. One is, because I've told you this conversation was absolutely amazing that I got to partake in. She recorded it and she gave me the recording. Okay. So I'm going to post the recording later on. I promise you guys, it is completely worth an hour of your time. If you're still unsure about recruiting, watch it. Okay. If it spoke to me the way it did, I'm sure it's going to speak to you the way, you know, and sometimes we just need to hear it from someone else. You know, you guys hear my big mouth all the time. And so I think sometimes when somebody else speaks those same words, you hear it differently. So the other announcement is that anybody that recruits in the month of March is going to get a $25 gift card from me. Okay. But not only are you going to get a $25 gift card, I'm also going to give your recruit, when they qualify, a $25 gift card. Because that's how dedicated I am to changing the culture of our team. Okay. Sometimes you have to spend a little money to change things. And I'm all about spending a little money to change things. And so if it will help you guys to seal a deal with someone to say, you know what, if you join this month, not only, because remember, our new consultant special this month is what? Kit rebate. Right. So they can get half of their money back for their kit when they qualify. So they know if they're getting half of their money back from Pampered Chef when they qualify, and they're also going to get $25 from me when they qualify, that might just be the little oomph you need for someone to get them to commit and sign up. So hopefully that excites you guys. It won't excite my husband when I tell him how much money I'm potentially going to spend this month, but that's okay. Shh, don't tell him, okay? Just don't tell him. I've been saving up for a while to do this, so, you know, and taxes and whatever. So on our team banner, I don't know if you guys noticed it or not, but there's 5 shamrocks that don't have names. So I would love by the end of the month for us to fill those 5 shamrocks. I would actually love to see us add more shamrocks and fill those shamrocks. Think about it. If we could get half of our team, you know, because there's about 35 of us total, but if we could get even, I don't know, a third of our team to share this opportunity with one person, think of the changes that can happen, not only for you, but for our whole team. You know, I know that there's been, you know, times where I've gone AWOL and gone MIA and had my crap happening, and we've all gone MIA and had our crap happening. But what I would love to see is March for us to all come back together and, you know, walk toward the same goals. That's what I would love to do. I would love to see us all do that together, because I can't do it by myself. You know, I mean, I can recruit, but I can't recruit like Claudia and do 16 people in 1 month or 2 months or whatever. But how amazing would you feel if you look back in like 3 months and let's say you're right where Nikki was at? You know, what if in a couple months it's your chance to promote to director? You know, think of your income and how your income could change if you need the income. Don't even think about the income. Think about how you could change someone else's life. You know, for me, it would be more worth it to change someone else's life that needs it than to change my own. So, all right. What questions do you guys have? Any? No?
Nope.
Okay. Well, guess what? I don't have any shows this weekend.
What?
I know, right? What? It's crazy. So tomorrow we're doing a date night. We plan this like there's a drawing, and I've never been to a drawing before, but it's steak and shrimp. And you know, I'm a fat girl. I'm not gonna turn down food. So I wasn't scheduled to do a party tomorrow anyway. And I didn't have one scheduled for tonight, but you guys know my theory. When I'm supposed to work, I'm going to work, right? And so Sunday, I don't have any shows on Sunday because I did have a show, but she canceled, which means I still have to work. So if anybody does want to do a call with me, Sunday is the perfect day. Message me and let me know what time works for you. And my calendar is open for you. Okay. So it can be about anything you want to talk about. You can, whatever. So let me know. All right. Well, thank you guys for joining me. Now, who's ready to grow their own team?
Me. I told you I had that one lady that did the party, and crazy enough, Joe and I went and had lunch today, and she randomly messaged me, not about Hamper Chef or anything, but just she follows me on my page about that whole crafting tragedy that happened in my house. But so I was like, you know what? I hadn't even really given it any more thought because I know she was saving up money for her dad's ashes or whatever.
Right.
But when she messaged me earlier today, I started thinking, I'm like, I really need to go have lunch with her so that we can start talking about this, so that because she really needs the money. Like, and I'm not going to say that I would snub money, but like you said, we're okay, but
we'll never turn down money. I mean, come on.
But she is somebody that could really definitely benefit from just like the virtual aspect of it. And she's on Facebook all the time.
Right.
So
yeah, it's really just about starting the conversation,
So I just need to figure out how to bring it back up again, because it's been a few months now.
Yeah. So I would tell you, if you're going to have lunch with her, that's the perfect way to do it, because you're face to face. You can connect first as friends, right? So the best thing is you can read body language when you see somebody. That's why, a lot of people love to do phone calls with their consultants. I don't like phone calls because I want to see your faces, right? If I tick you off, I want to see you get ticked off. Like, I want to know what's coming from you, right? I want to be able to read your face and your body language and see what's happening. And that's why I like Zoom. That's why I don't like messaging with people. I don't like texting with people, because things get taken and blown out of proportion.
Yep.
And unfortunately, we reread into that so far, and then there's feelings. And then it's hard to come back from that when there's feelings. So that's why I like this. If you're ever pissed off at me, say, Becky, can we Zoom? It takes me 2 seconds to create a Zoom and send you a link, and then you can fuss me out, but I can see your face doing it.
I'm coming to your house. So.
You're such a goof.
I try. Heather knows where I live. Woo! Come on over, girl. Seriously, but it's the same way with, when you're talking to someone, about booking a show, or when you're host coaching, or, when you're messaging with someone. That's why on Messenger, I've actually started doing videos. Like, you can do a little short video on there, and you send the video. That way I can see them, and then they can send a little video back to me, and then I can see them.
There's also an app called Marco Polo that you should be able to do that with too.
I just downloaded that today.
Marco Polo?
I did. Are you on there?
No, everybody on the family is, but no, I haven't. I was thinking about it. I haven't done it yet, though.
Come on, Laura, get with the times.
I know, right?
But it's nice though, because then you get to see someone, and it's, so again, if you guys have a quick question to ask me, how much easier is it just to shoot a little video of yourself, and then I can respond right away. Because I always have my phone. You guys know that. Like, I probably should sleep with my phone at night, but I don't. But I don't know. So anyway, if you have Marco Polo, add me on there.
Okay, I'll download it.